Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, yeah. Oh. Yeah. Round and Around was inspired by a really dark time I had in life. I got through a bad car accident, left me with a lot of pain, and I tried so hard to get better. And I tried everything I could, and for some reason I didn't progress, and the pain just stayed. And so it limited me in a lot of things I could do in my life. I started to realize that I might have to live with this. And that was a very scary but sobering thought, that I'm gonna have to learn to live with this new limitation in my life and this pain. And so I did. I started to pick myself up. And as I was slowly finally getting back to surfing again, boom, I got hit by more injuries, different injuries that just sidelined me again. Another setback, another speed bump. And it was like, it threw me back, and I started to have just more pain and more depression. Depression was just, I was so sad. At this low point in my life, I didn't think that I could find joy again. I didn't think that I would have my freedom to surf again and perform and just have fun again. And then life started changing. I started traveling. I had been wanting to go on this trip to Costa Rica a month before the accident, and because of the accident, I couldn't go. And so about a year and a half after, I was going through all this therapy and trying super hard to get better, I finally just flew to Costa Rica, pain and all, and I'm sitting in a shack that me and my friends built on a beach, and I'm sitting there, and we have a bonfire, and it hit me that, wow, my pain is still here, but I'm able to cope with it better. I'm happy. Wow, life is good, you know? And it made me realize that life is just like a circle. We go through these hard times in life and we hit these lows, and then somehow life changed and we're in a different place with different people or whatnot, or just having a different perspective. And we hit the top part of that circle. And we hope that top part just lasts forever, but it doesn't, unfortunately. And we hit this bottom part again, and it really inspired me. I was sitting there and I was like, man, round and around we go. If we all put our problems in a bag, which bag would you grab? Would you wanna trade, or would you take on what you had? Would you hate your cards? The first verse has a very important lesson. A lot of times in life we compare our lives to others and think, man, if I had his life or her life, I'd be so much happier, I'd be so much better. But the reasoning in this first verse is talking about how if we all each put our problems in different bags and came together and wanted to trade with each other, and we saw what was in the bag of the other person, we might realize that our life isn't as hard as theirs. When I was in the mud of my situation and my pain and everything, my uncle, a dear uncle of mine, he just recently got paralyzed from his neck down, and I went to visit him, and he knew what I was going through, but he was going through something so much harder. And he told me, Roman, what are you grateful for? I know you're going through a hard time, but I'm grateful to be alive. What are you grateful for? And it hit me. It hit me that my uncle, who just got paralyzed, is grateful to be alive. I'm in pain. I'm not paralyzed, but there's so much things I can be grateful for too. And so that's why that first verse was super powerful for me. And the second verse, though, is where it really gets deep. A lot of times in life we have problems or trials we go through that we don't think we're gonna ever get through. And depression, it's heavy. I mean, people all around the world are dealing with just being depressed because of health issues or relationship issues. It could be anything that's affecting people out there. It could be bullying, being picked on in school. A lot of people are dealing with totally different trials, but just as heavy to them individually. And so I wrote this second verse to say giving up is not an option. Sometimes people get so down about the situation they're in that they're so down about their life that they want to end their life. And I wrote this second verse specifically for that. That for people out there that just feel like giving up, it's not an option. It's a permanent, suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
You don't have to be afraid.
My favorite line in the whole song is, you don't have to be afraid, you're gonna fall apart. Sometimes life's a masterpiece, you painted in the dark. And that's when you know how beautiful you are, when you smile through your scars. All of us have scars. And right now, I'm going through one of the hardest times in my life. I hurt my voice. I damaged my vocal cords. I came back to music with heartstrings just on cloud nine, on such a high. I was singing so much, and I injured the instrument that I needed the most to sing for my fans and to be able to come back to music and have such expectations to perform and to tour and to sing, and to all of a sudden now be said, you can't sing right now. You gotta go on vocal rest, and you're gonna hurt your voice more. And I've been flying to LA back and forth trying to get better. I've been doing therapy, voice therapy 3 times a day to try to get better. And I released this song because I need to hear this song. I mean, I wrote these lyrics a year ago, and these lyrics really apply to what I'm going through, and I hope it does the same thing for you who are listening out there, that whatever you're going through, you might hit a high, you might hit a low. Just remember that round and round we go.
Sunny and cloudy, round and around we go. Yeah, yeah. Round and around we go. Don't worry about it. 'Cause round and around